Hi guys, Kaylin here at Full Purpose and Heart. Welcome to another video in my series, Our Homeschool Life, where I talk about how we're doing in our homeschool journey and just kind of updates throughout the school year of how things are working and how things are changing and all that kind of good stuff. So I think that we've just finished week 12. So we have, I think 10, 11, and 12, I think is the update for this video. Probably should have gone back and checked before I started filming, but anyway, you get the gist of it. Here we go. All right, so we are in the middle of October, and you know, when I was a public school teacher, I would always start the year saying, oh, I just wish it were October, because I felt like when October hit, all of the students were just in the groove of things and they knew the rhythm and kind of just how the rules and all that kind of stuff and how school worked in my classroom. And I really feel like that now. We're in October and we're just in a really good rhythm of school. I remember in my last update, I was saying like, oh, I'm just so ready for a break. I'm ready for a break. So, we've had kind of a good, slow, gentle school week just this last week. My son was kind of sick, so we just kind of hit a few things here and there, and it was a nice breath of fresh air and reminder of how great homeschool is, that when we need to take a nice, gentle week and kind of toss back some of our additional subjects that are just, what are they called? Elective subjects, I guess. It's just been a really good week. So anyway, let me get to the nitty gritty here. I've got my clipboard with all my son's subjects on here, and that's going to help me remember to touch on everything so that you guys can know how each of those curriculums that I chose way back at the beginning of the school year are working for us. Being that we're 12 weeks in, it's been about 1 quarter. So I feel like we should be more than 12 weeks in, but we started in July. I feel like that's a really long time. But anyway, so here we go, 13 weeks. All right. First, as a part of our spelling curriculum, we're doing Explode the Code and a spelling curriculum that I purchased on Teachers Pay Teachers. Both of those are still working really well. As far as the spelling curriculum, I've mentioned this before and I'll mention it again. I feel like it's extremely easy, and although on one side, I don't think that my first grader has any clue how to spell really anything. So I think that it's really good in that sense. I feel like we've been teaching phonics all of these, months and whatever year through kindergarten, but I'm not sure that those phonics lessons really helped him know how to spell, because most of the time words are all spelled weird anyway. So he's expecting to put an E at the end when there's really a double O or something. I don't know. So anyway, be that as it may, it is very simple. There are only 6 words per lesson, but I feel like it's sufficient for my needs. So whatever. I'm not going to go around searching for something different because I already bought this one and it's sufficient. Could I probably change it and get more spelling words? Probably, but I think it's fine. And being that we've coupled it with Explode the Code, I think that between those two curriculums that he does have more, he has more than 6 words in that sense, because Explode the Code gives him about 8 or so. So anyway, so that's where we are with that. I'll kind of include this in here. If you don't know what curriculums I'm talking about and you're new over here, welcome. But I do have several videos in my backlog that'll tell you about curriculum that I've chosen. I even did like a walkthrough of that spelling curriculum I've talked about. So just so you know, if you're new and you don't know what curriculum I've picked, you can go back and watch those videos and kind of get an idea of those things, okay? Math, guys, I really like this math curriculum. We're using Horizons again this year, and it's been really, really good. I feel like teaching it, I don't know, I guess we're just like in a good review phase, because the way that Horizons makes its curriculum, it's cyclical. What's the word? I don't know. Anyway, it goes repeating in circles, right? So I probably should have the better word for you, but anyway, okay, so that's the kind that Horizons does. So I feel like we're in a good like down spiral right now, where we are reviewing everything, and it's really nice and easy and cozy, and so Our lessons that we have to like actually learn, the learning lessons is very gentle and review and simple and fun. So anyway, I really like Horizons because then we kind of, I know it'll hit again. We'll get in an up swoop and we'll hit new curriculum and it'll feel like, oh, this is hard. I don't know. I don't know if we can do this anymore. He's not understanding it. It's difficult, but then kind of goes down and it's gentle and it's review. And then we just have to do those hard concepts for like one activity per lesson. So anyway, I really like Horizons. If you're looking for a good math curriculum, I do like it. So anyway, there's that. Handwriting. I mentioned in my last video that we were looking into finding a handwriting curriculum. I know that handwriting is a learned skill and it just kind of comes different times for different kids. So I found and I decided to invest in a reason for handwriting. I really like this because I feel it's a very gentle approach to handwriting. And I like that it's all scripture based. So they are writing words that are accompany a particular scripture for that week. And then at the end of the week, they can write it on one of their pages. And I've already ripped all the pages out, so I can't show you. But they have like these poster pages, I guess you could say, where the student can write the scripture that they have just practiced. And then they can put it up as like a showing thing. So I like that because my student's really he really loves like artsy stuff and coloring and using markers and making things look presentable to like hang up stuff. And so anyway, that's what we're going to be doing. We're 2 lessons in. We're going to start lesson 3 this week, and I have really liked it. I think it's a very gentle approach. I feel like that's a key word to my video this week is gentle. Everything's just been really gentle. Okay, so our reading, I still am doing the same reading program that I got from Teachers Pay Teachers. And it includes reading comprehension, it includes like story elements, it includes comparing and contrasting, nonfiction versus fiction, informational text, all that kind of good stuff. So I do like it. It's relatively simple, but it's enough of a coverage that I do have to like explain some stuff and we talk about it together. So that's been working really well. We're also still reading Huckleberry Finn. Still, I feel like we went out of the gate super fast and we were just barreling through that book and then something happened and now we're kind of petering along. So anyway, we are still reading it, but we're going to be wrapping it up hopefully at the end of this week. So we are no longer doing the lap book as I mentioned in my last video. I loved the lap book. I loved it, but I think that my student was just still a little bit too young to be making it. So we are going to go back to lap books. I tell you, mark my words, we're going to go back to lap books because this mama loves a good lap book. So, and I think that my son likes it too, but I just picked the wrong age group for that particular thing. Let's see, let's talk about history. So we are doing history from BJU Press and I am loving it. I love it, guys. And I am sure that if I could have afforded to purchase the video teachers, that probably would have been a great investment. I can't give you a review on that because I didn't invest in that portion of it. But as far as like the teacher's manual student textbook companionship, it has been so fun to learn about this stuff. And we are in the chapter of the nation, so we're learning about national symbols and the flag. We're going into that. So I'm just really excited. And I found some really fun, like additional resources. We're going to make a fun, I think it's actually a lap book, speaking of lap books, of the nation's symbols and like the Statue of Liberty and the flag and the Liberty Bell. And guys, I just am so excited. I'm super excited. So BJU Press has been a fantastic choice for our family, so much so it leads me to my next point that I have just purchased the level 1 science book from BJU Press, and I am super excited to get that in the mail and start planning that out. I'm hoping that we'll be able to do that towards the 2nd semester of our school year, although my history curriculum I have planned to go through the duration of our school year up until the end of May. I'm going to probably pick up science and do their science book because it's a very gentle approach and it's not one specific science subject like I was doing with the Good and the Beautiful with their space science. So we've picked this up and we're going to do that instead. And I think it's 90 lessons. So we probably won't finish this school year, but it's really easily transferable into our 2nd grade year. And So I'm super excited to get that in the mail. And as a tip, if you guys don't know, you can get great used curriculum off of eBay. That's where I've purchased both of my BJU Press curriculum units have come from eBay, from people, other homeschool people, I assume, who have used it gently and are now offering it at a very affordable price. Because purchasing it from the publisher, although new and crisp and clean and wonderful and comprehensive, I've got mine from a used seller. So if you haven't gone the used seller route, I would encourage you to give it a go. I was so afraid to try eBay, but I've purchased 2 curriculums from there, and both experiences have been wonderful as far as what I've got from the BJU Press line. So anyway, I think that's where we are with first grade. I'll touch really briefly on preschool because I don't have a whole lot to say about what I'm doing with my preschool kiddos, but it's mostly the same and it's really fun. We did pumpkins this last round, and since it's fall and I love going into my garden and showing the kids the pumpkins, and we cut the pumpkin open and looked at all of the insides of the pumpkin, and then we made a little craft that was kind of like looking at the inside of a pumpkin using things like yarn and then the actual pumpkin seeds, and then a pumpkin with the stem and stuff. So that was really a fun unit. The kids enjoyed that. I enjoyed that. And then this last week we learned about our body because it's October, so skeletons are everywhere. So we learned about 3 components to our body. We learned about bones, muscles, and skin. So I taught the kids that we have bones, and that's what keeps our body upright. We have muscles, and because we have muscles, that's what moves our bones, and if we didn't have muscles, yada yada. And then I talked about skin, how the skin kind of holds it all together. So anyway, that was kind of a fun unit. We went on a little fun run around the neighborhood, like a little half-mile run, and they got medals and stuff. So anyway, it was a fun little unit, and we're still working on our alphabet book. And actually, I have a couple of advanced, I guess you could say, preschool students who were with my class last year. I'm actually thinking about getting some Christian Light education materials for them so that they can have a little bit more pre-reading skills, where my younger preschool kids are still very much learning the sounds of the letters. So anyway, that's kind of in the works. We'll see how that pans out here in the next couple of weeks. So anyway, if you are new to my channel, again, welcome. These are a series of videos I continually will update you throughout the school year because homeschooling is ever changing, am I right? I mean, all of the curriculum that I was super excited about at the beginning of the school year has kind of panned out totally different, and here we are only 13 weeks in. So I can only guess what the future may hold, and it's fun to look back at these videos and see kind of how our homeschool journey is flowing and how it kind of unfolds itself as the year goes on. So anyway, if you're new, you can subscribe to my channel so that you can get those updates as they come through, along with other videos that talk about how I organize homeschool and plan it and how much I love it and all that good stuff that we talk about here on my channel. So anyway, thanks so much for stopping by, and we will catch you in another video.